We're here in Doha, where Union Commerce Minister Mr. Piyush Goyal is here with a delegation. Of course, talks as far as trade ties, improving business ties between the two countries is the subject of this. And let me begin with that, Mr. Goyal. You're here. Yet another FTA that you hope to conclude with another country, that is Qatar, by the third quarter of next year is what you've stated so far. How significant is this for India in your view?
Qatar and India share very strong ties. We see tremendous potential to expand trade with Qatar, while of course on the one hand we are large importers of LNG, but going forward with the 800,000 Indians, people of Indian origin working in Qatar, we do believe that there's potential to expand our exports on goods and services to Qatar. There's also potential to do third country projects along with Qatar. And therefore, we are in the process of trying to finalize the terms of reference for a free trade agreement with Qatar. This was discussed when His Highness the Emir was in India in February to meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, whose 25th year in public service starts today. A milestone year for a person who has dedicated his life for the nation, who's worked day and night relentlessly to serve the people of India. And I'm very confident that under his visionary leadership, India will continue to better the trading relationships with advanced economies, including Qatar, and expand export, just as we have in the first 6 months of this year.
Right. So the EFTA Pact has now come into effect. How soon do you actually expect to see the investment inflows coming in from this and having an impact on ground?
You know, we had a prosperity summit on 1st October at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi when the EFTA TIPA came into effect. On that day itself, large investments were announced by some of the Swiss companies. I can tell you that while we have kept a target of 100 billion, which is huge for FDI as a part of the FTA with these 4 EFTA countries, my sense is we may actually exceed that, given the enthusiasm we are finding both in large and the SME companies in Switzerland. Switzerland, Liechtenstein, Norway, Iceland, these are countries with small populations, and in fact aging populations, but large amounts of innovation and technology, large pools of capital, over $100,000 per capita income, leading to expensive manufacturing and expensive innovation work, which they would love to partner with India and Indians and do at a fraction of the cost and become more competitive for the whole world.
Right. So regarding tariffs coming in from USA, we have been engaged in talks with them, and you of course spent a considerable amount of time involved in that. You've also mentioned that you're closely watching the government shutdown there in the United States. Has it really had any impact, or are you looking at its potential impact in the future? And what really are the sticking points? Are they market access? Is it the tariff rates, technology transfer? What exactly are the main issues in your view?
Well, at the outset, let me share with you that the first 6 months of the current year has seen Indian exports grow between 4 to 5%. So despite all the global volatility and uncertainty and turbulence, India continues to power on with 7.8% growth in the first quarter, second quarter also looking good, exports growing between 4 to 5%, strong macroeconomic fundamentals, foreign exchange reserves are quite significant, $700 billion. All in all, Prime Minister Modi's leadership has truly taken India to greater heights never seen before. In terms of the U.S. agreement, we are at an advanced stage of dialogue, but as they say, no deal is complete until it is completely complete. So let us wait and watch and see how it works out.
Right. I'm just going to quote your counterpart in the cabinet, Mr. S. Jaishankar, who said that India and United States have not arrived at a landing ground for our trade discussions, while we have been very clear that we're not going to compromise on our energy security, whether it is Russian imports, and even the kind of actions that have been coming in from the US's side, whether it's the high tariff or even this entire issue regarding this, the H-1B visa, we've even seen talks coming of tariffs on pharma. Despite all of this, we've held our ground. What really do you think is driving all of this from the US's side? Is it all just a bargaining tactic, or is there some amount of domestic politics at play? How do you view all of this?
Well, I would not like to comment on the trade negotiations, because these are normally done closed room, and I'm sure we'll come to a fair and equitable, balanced agreement with the United States in the interests of both countries.
Right. And the Prime Minister has time and again reiterated that when it comes to agriculture or dairy, India is not going to compromise on that at all.
That's the stated policy of this government. We have done FTAs with Australia, with Switzerland and the other 3 EFTA countries, with the United Kingdom. Nowhere have we compromised or opened the market for any of the sensitive agricultural products that the Honorable Prime Minister has alluded to. Our dairy has been protected. Our religious sensitivities have been protected. Our small farmers, our MSME sector has received our highest attention. And any trade deal will be only possible keeping in mind all these sensitivities.
Right, sir. So finally, the poll dates for Bihar have been announced. We see very often when elections are announced, various political parties announcing freebies in every particular state. Bihar, of course, is no exception to that. How do you view this entire issue and the criticism coming in from your opponents on that?
Well, I think the Bharatiya Janata Party-led National Democratic Alliance is clearly going to win this election. Our very popular local Chief Minister, Shri Nitish Kumarji, is leading the NDA in Bihar. And under his leadership, the JDU, the BJP, the Chirag Paswan, LJP, Upendra Kushwaha's party, Jitan Manjhi's party, collectively the NDA is a very strong alliance. We are poised for a big win, and we will continue to serve the people of Bihar as the NDA.
Thank you so much, sir, for speaking.